Hi, I'm Kristen, and this is Forward Life Network, where we believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of moving forward. Why? Because faith moves forward. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about what to do if you have a bad boss. Trust me, I've been there. So stick around, and we're going to give a few tips that you're going to want to not miss. So, as hard as it is to have a boss that is not good to you and doesn't treat you well, I want to say that the first tip is you need to still have an honor for authority, even when it's hard. And that's because in 1 Peter 2:18, it says, "Be subject to those who are over you with all respect, not only who are good and gentle, but also to the unjust." God calls us to respect authority even when people are unjust. So that's number one in your heart. I would keep that in mind. Number two, and I always love this one, is work as unto the Lord. Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not men." And that one has kept me in some wild places that I've worked for some wild people, because when you realize that it's all about what you're doing for the Lord and not for that person, it makes it much easier to get through your day, and that God sees what you're doing. There's been so many situations where the people that I worked for did not treat me with respect, but I still went in there and gave it my all. Why? Because I was doing it for the Lord and not for them. Number three is guard your heart and words. That's a toughie for me, I'm going to be honest, but 1 Peter 3:9 says, "Do not repay evil for evil or insult with insult, but with blessing." And I have to say that's a hard one. And I've many times had to apologize to people when I have said those things in my speech or had an attitude. I've had to apologize, and don't be scared of apologizing. Number four is pray for that boss. Pray for that boss. There's people that I've worked for and they've treated me really horribly, but I still prayed for them. Why? Because I care about their soul. And as Matthew 5:44 says, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Prayer changes things, even if it's within your own heart. Praying for a difficult boss does not ever excuse their behavior, but it invites God into the situation. So I would also, number four, I would pray for them. And then number five, and I really agree with this one, is speak truth wisely. Ephesians 4:15 says, "Speak the truth in love." I think there's so many times where people get offended over things or little things happen and they don't go to that person and tell them what they've done or what the boss did to hurt you or said or did. I think that, then we go to all the coworkers and then we get everybody around. Meanwhile, we never gave that boss a chance to make those things right. And if they are doing things that are unjust or unethical, it's good to speak up. It's good to speak the truth in those situations. As Christians, we're not called to be doormats. We are called to carry the truth. And number six is know when to walk away. And this is a good one too. I think that as Christians, sometimes as people of faith, we want to hang on and be faithful and, be a witness, and all that is good. But 2 Corinthians 6:17 says, "Come out from among them, be separate," says the Lord. So if your boss is abusive and toxic and unethical and doing things that's destroying your, a lot of people say your mental health, but that doing things that are destroying you, it's time to walk away. It's time to believe God for a new job. It's time to believe God for a new place, because I, for one, believe there are many opportunities in our world, and we don't have to settle for a toxic boss. We don't have to settle to be stuck in there. And I know that doesn't always sound easy, But I think sometimes that's why you have to know that God is your source, even in those situations. And like I said, I've been in many of those situations where I didn't have a lot of options and I didn't have a lot of money to just make moves, but I trusted God and He opened the door to the next thing that was a blessing. So if you're struggling with that today, a toxic boss, I want you to go to our website, forwardlifenetwork.com, and I want you to print out this guide that we're going to put up, or save it to your phone, and let it be a reminder that you're not alone, and that here's some things that can help your situation. And also, I want you to join our community, Forward Life Network, so that we can be a support to you. And we're not just about business, but we're about, moving forward in life in many different areas. So I hope that encourages you today, and I hope you tune back into our next episode.